Hey, Martin from the Trash Picture Show, and this is my comic tag. I'm going to do basically a number of questions relating to comic books, and I'm going to tag other people. And if you guys out there want to get involved, you can answer in the comments below. Okay, first question: my favorite comic book or manga superhero or hero. My favorite hero. A lot of people would consider a hero. They wouldn't even like to put him in that category, would be Frank Castle the Punisher. He is a vigilante, but I like the character because he doesn't see the world in a very kind of sugar-coated kind of way. He is a very pragmatic, realistic kind of character who does not take shit. He's not an individual who thinks that we can all sort things out by kumbaya. He is a very black and white individual. He was written by Garth Ennis for the new run of Marvel Max. They do him fantastically. Originally, the character was conceived by Jerry Conway, and he was going to be called the Assassin, but Stan Lee didn't like that name, so they recycled an old name from a robot called the Punisher and gave the Punisher that name. I like the character because he's a individual who sees the world in a very black and white, sometimes there is no perfect way to sort out this situation kind of view. And also, he has no powers. He's just an incredibly capable and skilled soldier, and he goes out and fights. He goes out and fights regular criminals, but he also fights supervillains, and he doesn't care. If you're a wrongdoer, he's going to take you down. Now, next question. Favorite comic book series? My favorite comic book series would be Preacher by Garth Ennis. Fantastic series. Jesse Custer has the Word of God, what he says you have to do. You have Cassidy, a vampire who fought in the 1916 Rising. I love that character. That character is amazing. You have Jesse's girlfriend, Tulip, who's a badass hit woman. The series at the moment that's on telly by AMC, it's a bit shaky. Hopefully it'll get good, but no, you should check out the comic by Garth Ennis. It is amazing. That leads into the answer to question number 3. My favorite writer, Garth Ennis. He wrote some fantastic Punisher comics. He wrote Preacher. He has done some amazing stuff. He done Hellblazer. He done some fantastic Hellblazer comics. He done great work with DC Vertigo. I think Preacher was actually one of Vertigo's best books out there. And for me, Garth Ennis is awesome. He's amazing. Okay, question number 4. Favorite artist? My favorite artist would actually be Gordon Parlov. He has done some fantastic artwork for the Punisher Max series and the Fury Max series, and the way each character is distinctive. Each character looks built and tough and rugged, and the way he draws Frank Castle is amazing. I love the way he draws him. He's awesome, and his characters look human, even though it's a very kind of character stylized way. They look very human, very mortal, but they look built. Right. Question number 5. Favorite villain. For me, my favorite villain would have to be Magneto. Magneto's the best kind of villain because he's a villain who doesn't see himself as a villain. They're the most interesting ones. I think any individual who does wrong but doesn't realize they're doing wrong or thinks that they're doing right in doing something detrimental is very interesting, and that for me, Magneto has this fantastic dichotomy and layer. He isn't just some guy who wants to take over the world. He's doing this because he genuinely believes it's the right thing to do, and in both the movies and the comics, they have done that so well. He is an interesting character, and for me, that's why Magneto would be my favorite villain. Now, next question: what comic would you that has not been yet brought to the big screen or TV screen would you like to see? What comic book series or character has not been kind of given their time in the limelight? I would actually like to see a comic by Jason Aaron by the name of Scalped brought to television. It's essentially Sopranos, but instead of Italian Americans, Native Americans, and it's a really gritty kind of crime drama, and Jason Aaron does fantastic work. The characters are amazing. The look, the vibe of the comic is amazing. I would recommend to check it out, but I would love to see either a television or a film. I think a television version, though, would suit it better of Scalped. Right, question number 7. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Me, I would love to. I don't know, would it be astral projection, but I would love to be able to put my consciousness into someone else. Like, you could be the perfect spy or the perfect thief. Or you could just literally walk a mile in someone else's shoes. It's something interesting to be able to go out of your head and become someone else and like control them or do what you'd want to do, or just to see how that person is treated as well. I think that would be an interesting power. For me, that would be my power, and I would try and use it to benefit the world. I'd probably actually use it to benefit myself, but I'd like to think I'd use it to benefit the world. Now, right, next question. Question 8. What was the last comic I bought? Right, the last comic I bought was Outcast. Robert Kirkman's Outcast, which is kind of like The Exorcist, set in a small town. I actually got it with the last edition of The Walking Dead. I haven't read The Walking Dead yet, so I can't really include that. But Outcast, I thought, was a cool comic. I just read the first issue. I am going to hold off because I want to watch the TV show. But from what I saw of the comic, it looks amazing and it feels amazing, and the TV show seems to be doing it justice. So the last comic I bought was Outcast, and if you can check out the TV show or the comic, I'm gonna stick with the TV show first. Now, next question. What comic book movie do I like the least? Question 9. Right. What comic book movie do I like the least? For me, I think it would be Avengers: Age of Ultron. I felt that movie was just set up for a bunch of other stuff. There was no kind of like real meaty kind of plot or kind of development. I think that Ultron Ultron was James Spader's Ultron was totally wasted. Um, I think the twins were fantastic, but they were pushed aside in way of Paul Bettany's Vision, who I I couldn't really empathize or like the character, and I just some of the fights as well just they felt sloppy and messy. So yeah, Age of Ultron would be my least liked comic book movie. Right, last question. What comic book character are you most like? Hmm. I think I would like to say I'm like Jesse Custer. I like to do the right thing, but sometimes I let my temper get in the way. So yeah, I think I'm like Jesse Custer. I go in with good intentions, but I end up kind of just getting annoyed or getting irritated when someone else is acting a maggot. I lose it. So that was my comic book tag, and the two people I'm going to tag in it are going to be Maria Moon Carey, and Cure Bad Girl. So I'm Martin Green. This has been the Trash Picture Show, and have a good one. Take care. Bye now.